Good evening, everybody. My name is Francois Savard. I am on the board of NISHFA, who is responsible for this series of concerts. I would like to start tonight by saying that we are quite grateful for the opportunity to live, work, celebrate the arts on the traditional territory of the Nanaimo First Nation. HK. That's what it's supposed to say. Thank you, merci, but with the proper pronunciation, which I can't do. That's for sure. The board. Oh yeah, you can. Nobody would look at you. That's for sure. I've been told that I try to be funny. It's been the 6th show tonight, the last show of the series, and we are very, very, very happy to see that the place is almost full. I dreamt for a, it's the second time in this series that we break a record. We never had so many people in this auditorium, and I haven't counted the number, but that's quite high. I would have liked to say no to some people saying that no more space, but next year we'll have more event. So the board of director and the artistic selection committee would like to thank our sponsors, whose kind collaboration and generous support make it possible to produce this kind of event. The first one we have to say is Canadian Heritage. This is the group of Canadian who gave us much money. So this is why we. Would you believe it? They gave us enough money to pay for 60 different musicians. And they're not paid the lowest price. They got a fair pay. And most of them, 60, they come from this area. So it's unbelievable. So Canadian Heritage, the city of Nanaimo, very good help. And all the equipment comes from Long and McQuaid, who gave us a pretty good deal on that. The port, who sells the tickets, and the Vancouver Island Conference Center. They are very, very helpful. We have also to thank the technical crew. Okay, we have Anthony Mackie over there. He is very shy, but he's good. The streaming camera is Doug Toom and his daughter, Michaela. But you have to know that we are recording every single show because when we asked for the grant, there was something like COVID. So we didn't know if we could do it in person or not. So what we did, we have Doug who record the things, and then he puts this on our YouTube page tomorrow at lunchtime, and then the show will stay there 1 week. So every week it changed. So for 1 week you can tell your friends, you missed such a good show. Not the guy who used to talk before, but the good show. And it will be there for 1 week, and then after that we'll do a montage, put together some pieces of every group. Okay, I'm talking too much again. Okay. Wow, that's a long sheet. Tonight is only one group. Until now, we had 2 different acts, 2 different groups, a different style, almost every single week. But tonight it's only one, so it needs a better preparation and better presentation. So he is a member of the Order of Canada, citing his contribution to jazz as a performer, composer, and producer, and for increasing access to music education in his community. He's really good. He has been recognized by the Royal Conservatory of Music as an honorary fellow. He has appeared on 10 Juno Award-winning recordings and over 30 nominated recordings. He is also a recipient of the prestigious, I told you my pronunciation, K.M. Hunter Prize for Excellence in the Arts. These distinctions arise from an illustrious 30-year career collaborating with the storied roaster and great musical artists, crossing stylistic and geographic borders. You know, I have somebody who wrote that, and of course it's not me. Out of the technical group, our manager, our general manager is, I don't know if you know her, Joelle Rabu. Yeah. So she wrote me that, and I'm not supposed to stop and do something else with it. So this amazing Canadian is also a practicing lawyer with his own firm in Qualicum Beach. He is currently a member of the Law Society of British Columbia Mental Health Task Force. As a musician, he remains an active performer, writer, and recording artist. He curates Phil Dwyer Jazz Canada for CBC Radio Music programs, music for the Old School House in Qualicum Bay. And he is a partner in Sea Wind Musical Instruments. Oof. Helping us celebrate the International Day of Jazz Music. That's the day today, yeah. Please give a warm Nanaimo welcome to Phil Dwyer and friends.
Thank you very much for that generous introduction. We're very happy to be here this evening and fortunate to be playing with some wonderful musicians I'll be introducing you to in due course. We're going to start off with a piece of music. It's called Milestones. Now there are two pieces of music called Milestones. And when I was taking saxophone lessons with Steve Jones back in 1977, we determined that this one was the one that was best left to the professionals because it had a lot more chords in it. Now that turns out that it's actually easier to play on the tune with more chords than it is to play on the tune with hardly any chords, but we didn't know that back then. So anyways, this is a tune called Milestones. And this evening we're going to be performing primarily music which is from favorite recordings of mine that have this instrumentation with tenor saxophone and guitar and bass and drums. And so we're playing music from great Sonny Rollins album called The Bridge, and some John Scofield recordings, and a Joe Henderson record that John Scofield plays on. Anyways, this is from that record, the Joe Henderson record, which is called So Near, So Far, and it's Milestones. Thank you very much. What I'm doing right now is called back announcing. It's announcing the tune at the end. It's a radio term. That was called Without a Song, and that was from one of our favorite records called The Bridge by the great Sonny Rollins. And it was called The Bridge because Sonny Rollins, when he was in his late teens, started getting a big reputation in the New York music community. He was from Harlem area of New York, and by the time he was about 18, 19 years old, he was recording with Bud Powell and big contemporary jazz stars of the time. And he decided, after a period where he got quite well known, he decided to take a break from performing, and then to try to, find his voice. And he took some time off, and then when he came back to performing, before he started performing in public again, he used to practice on the pedestrian catwalk above the Williamsburg Bridge, which goes between Manhattan and Brooklyn in New York. And apparently you could hear him for quite a ways away. But I know from growing up on an acreage in Qualicum that practicing outside is really a great way to work on developing a big sound. And Sonny Rollins certainly has that going for him. So that record was called The Bridge, and it was an album that featured Sonny and a great guitarist called Jim Hall, who we have a great deal of admiration for. Speaking of great guitarists, I'd like to introduce you to our great guitarist, Mr. David Sekula, the guitar. That was what we call on radio a segue. See how I did there? Back there at the bass, longtime friend, going back to, we got our start together in the mid-'80s in Vancouver, and I've been fortunate to have been playing with him ever since, and a great addition to any band. We're very fortunate to have with us Mr. Ken Lister at the bass. And a young gentleman at the drums that who I've been following his career, and we've been playing together for going back a fair ways, and we're all fortunate to have a musician of his caliber in the community, and great drummer, great musician. Please welcome Mr. Hans Verhoeven at the drums. We're going to carry on with a tune by Mr. John Schofield, and it's called Keep Me in Mind. Thank you very much. We have one more for you before we take a brief intermission. This is from another John Scofield record. John Scofield has been putting out records since the mid-'70s or so, and probably has about, what do you think, maybe 30, 40 records? He puts one out almost every year, and they're all really good. And they're all quite different from each other. This was a record he did maybe in the 90s. It's called Hand Jive, and it featured a saxophone player called Eddie Harris, who was perhaps best known for writing the theme of a movie called Exodus. And he also wrote a song called Freedom Jazz Dance, which is quite famous. And he also played on a record called Swiss Movement with a piano player called Les McCann. And that's a great recording. If you have a chance, it's on the interwebs. You can see it on the YouTube. There's a piece called Compared to What, and another one called Cold Duck Time. And this piece that John Scofield wrote, kind of dedicated to Les McCann and Eddie Harris, and it's in that sort of 1970s boogaloo style, and it's called I'll Take Less. Thank you. Hans Verhoeven at the drums. Ken Lister. How about it for Dave Sekula at the guitar? Yeah. Thank you.
So, that was great music again, huh? Yeah. Yeah, it's wonderful that we have such quality, such good music here in Nanaimo. We're very happy to provide that for you, to you. From now, this series, the Live at the Shop, is completed. We're gonna cry. But we're so happy. Twice we went over our record, having more people, less and less and less empty seats is just fantastic. One thing that we have to tell, I told you before, this place is not anymore a city hall only place because we don't see anymore the desks in the back. The curtain, this is because Andrew Omzi, who is our creator for the initiator for the jazz festival, always pushed for the curtain. And now we have the curtain. The place looks a little better. So this is Andrew Omzi. Next thing that I would like to push for is proper light. Because you see, if I go further up, you won't see my face anymore. So we'll need to a proper light. That's it. They don't want to see me anymore. Jesus, you neighbors, you know. We have to get ready for the next things happening. We are helping OCQ, the Old City Quarter, to organize. We don't do too much work. It's mostly somebody, James, James, he's over there. He's going to do, oh, you don't know him? He's a drummer. He's such a good drummer. James McCrae is organizing 15 Fridays at the OCQ, Old City Quarter. We will help a little bit in collaboration with the OCQ. That's going to be a very interesting event. Not only jazz, of course. We have different kind of music coming in there. So please remember, Fridays, 12 to 1 at the OCQ, June, July, August, a bit of September. Then September, I just don't want to mess it up. Third week of September is supposed to be, I can't read, I don't have my glasses. 16, 17, and 18 of September, we'll have our 4th jazz festival. I say 4th because we have 2 years of COVID, so we couldn't do any festival. So we're going to have the 4th festival in September at that time. The board has already made a choice for a headliner, but I cannot announce it because it's a secret, but it's going to be very good music. So, yeah, the temptation, no, I don't know, don't tempt me, don't. I cannot tell it, that's for sure I can't tell it. But it's going to be very, very good music, and that is for the September event. Meanwhile, these guys are waiting for us. Yeah. Oh, we're waiting for them. No, just okay. Oh, you're waiting for me to go away. Okay. Yes. Okay. That's what I do. Thank you again for helping us to have good music. Because when you come here, it means that we do great work at NISHFA, the Nanaimo International Jazz Festival. Thank you very much.
Okay, here we go. One, two, Thank you. There's two more tunes by John Scofield. The first one was called Wabash 3. That was from an album of his called Time on My Hands. And then the one we just did was from an album called Meant to Be, and that tune was entitled Chariots. And I don't know if any of you figured out why. Remember that? Kind of a cheeky little tribute to that great movie from days of yore. Heading back into time, a beautiful ballad by the great Jimmy McHugh. And this is something that we enjoy. Old standard called Where Are You? Thank you. Where are you? David Sekula at the guitar. Well, in the words of the immortal Wayne and Schuster, I see by that clock on the wall that it's time to bid you one and all. It's been really, really great playing music for you this evening, and thank you for joining us for the concert. And for those of you who were in the talk earlier, nice to see you. As I'm sure you're aware, and this was were there 10 concerts before tonight? So that doesn't happen without a lot of hard work, as I'm sure you can imagine, and we're very lucky to have in the community such a dedicated group of people that put on these events, so thank you. I'd like to thank James McRae for reaching out and making the invitation. I'm not the easiest human being to pin down sometimes. It can be a little bit elusive, but James was very persistent and managed to track me down, and I'm very glad that he did, because I feel very fortunate to be here this evening, and also to Joël and Francois and everybody else that is involved in putting this event on. Andrew Homsey and all the rest of the crew from the Nanaimo Jazz Festival Society. I'm not sure if that's the correct. It's an association, but I'm sure you all appreciate the hard work that they do, and I appreciate the opportunity to present these wonderful musicians to you, and they all really went the extra mile and worked extra hard in putting together all this repertoire, because all the material we're playing tonight is actually, we're only doing this for this concert. So I appreciate all the hard work everybody put into that. So once again, Hans Verhoeven at the drums. Ken Lister. And a gentleman who had to endure 2 sunshine breakfasts to get here, David Sekula at the guitar. We're going to close off with a tune. This is a piece of music written by a British jazz musician called Victor Feldman, who started off as a child prodigy when he was very, very young, like 4 or 5 years old, as a drummer, amazing drummer. And then he went on to become a virtuoso pianist and vibraphone player and percussionist. And even if you don't know his name, you have heard him because he played on hundreds of film and television soundtracks and hundreds and hundreds of records with everybody from Frank Sinatra to Steely Dan to whoever. He was one of the most in-demand session musicians in Los Angeles for 25 or 30 years. And he, before he got into being a commercial studio player, he played piano with a couple of jazz musicians of some note, including Cannonball Adderley and a gentleman called Miles Davis. Victor wrote this tune that was recorded by Miles Davis, and then later on was recorded by Joe Henderson on a record tribute to Miles called So Near, So Far. So we're going to close with this Victor Feldman tune. It is called Joshua. I thank you once again for being with us, and we hope to see you again soon at a live music event, because we all need your support, and without you here, it would just be a long rehearsal. So Thank you very much. Joshua. Thank you.
Phil Dwyer, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Dave Sekula at the guitar. Dave Sekula. Ken Lister at the bass. Hans Verhoeven at the drums. Thank you once again for being with us. We really enjoyed ourselves, and we hope to see you again soon, leaving you with a little bit of the blues, because the blues is always good.